It struck in darkness, walls of water tearing through streets, homes crumbling in minutes, and thousands running for their lives. Rongjiang wasn't just flooded, it was nearly erased. What happened on June 29th was a catastrophe of terrifying speed and scale. In this report, we reveal the destruction, the desperate rescues, the government's rapid response, and the haunting questions that remain. Stay with us to witness the true horror and human cost of one of China's most devastating floods in recent memory. Following a second wave of record-breaking floods, Rongjiang County in China's southwestern Guizhou Province is facing the aftermath of one of the worst natural disasters in its recent history. As of June 29th, emergency response teams have transitioned from active rescue operations to large-scale recovery after the Duliu River breached historical levels and submerged vast areas of the county. Triggered by days of torrential rainfall, the floods reached their peak on June 28th, when water levels at the Shihuichang hydrological station soared to 253.06 meters, well above the warning. A level 1 flood emergency, the highest in China's emergency response system, was declared as torrents of water swept through residential neighborhoods, farmlands, and public infrastructure. More than 41,000 people were evacuated on short notice. Hundreds of homes were either destroyed or left uninhabitable, while roads, power lines, and water supplies were severely damaged. The iconic Village Super League football stadium, a symbol of local pride, was buried under mud and water, its stands caked in silt. "We didn't have time to pack," said one resident, now living in a temporary shelter. "The water came so fast, we had to run." By the morning of June 29th, the floodwaters began to recede, and authorities downgraded the emergency alert. However, the destruction left behind was extensive. Over 124,000 square meters of sludge and debris were cleared within 24 hours. More than 52 roads were reopened, and emergency teams worked around the clock to restore water, electricity, and communications. Over 1,000 rescue personnel, aided by heavy machinery and aerial drones, were deployed to assist in search, evacuation, and clearing operations. The central government dispatched an additional 100 million yuan, approximately 14 million US dollars, to support recovery and reconstruction efforts. This funding is being used to rebuild homes, reinforce riverbanks, and restore public services. The economic toll is expected to be significant. Local farmlands were devastated, threatening food production and income for thousands of families. Small businesses in the urban center were left in ruins, with shops flooded and inventories destroyed. Transportation in and out of the county was disrupted for days, slowing the delivery of food, fuel, and medical supplies. Beyond the physical destruction, the floods have taken a deep, emotional toll. Rongjiang, which only recently emerged from poverty and gained fame through grassroots cultural efforts like its football league, now faces months of rebuilding, both structurally and socially. "This is not just about water damage," said a local teacher. "Our community has been knocked down hard. We've lost homes, schools, memories." Environmental experts say the floods were intensified by changing weather patterns driven by climate change. With rising temperatures increasing moisture in the atmosphere, southern China is expected to see more frequent and severe rainfall events. Rongjiang's topography, steep hills and narrow valleys, made it particularly vulnerable to such flash flooding. Despite the devastation, signs of resilience are already emerging. Local footballers returned to the flooded stadium on June 29th to begin cleanup efforts, using shovels and pumps to drain water and clear mud. Volunteers, many of whom had also lost their homes, joined the effort with determination. "We'll play again," said Yangbin, a community coach. "This field represents our spirit. We will not let it stay buried." As recovery accelerates, the focus will shift to long-term resilience, rebuilding stronger infrastructure, enhancing flood warning systems, and ensuring that future disasters do not catch the region off guard. For now, Rongjiang faces a slow but determined climb back to normal life, carried by the strength of its people and the urgency of national support. See you.